guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, I'm Sherena. So in today's video, as you can see by the title, is more of a educational video rather than a makeup tutorial. And I want to help you guys find the right shade of foundation. So we're going to go through that and the skin prep and how to apply it successfully. If you're struggling a bit with this, hopefully this video helps. And yeah, let's just get into it. So today's video is a bit more of a teaching kind of tutorial rather than any specific makeup look. My eyebrows are filled in just because it is a bit of a tedious makeup step and it's like unnecessary to do on camera. So what I do want to start off with is skincare, and that is something that I tend to, if you follow me on Instagram or Facebook, skincare is something that's really big that I focus on, because if your skin looks good, your makeup looks good. So that's kind of like the policy that I work with, and I never want people to neglect their skin and just focus on makeup. The first thing that you want to figure out is the type of skin that you have, skin type. So again, oily, combo, or dry. So if you do have an oily type of skin, you do want to make sure that you're using facial products that help with oil control and mattifying foundation, just so it keeps you looking less oily throughout the day. And if you are dry skin, you want to look for more creamy type of formulas, more luminous. And so the next thing that you do want to focus on is your undertone and the pigments that kind of show up on your skin, right? So when I speak about undertones, like everyone has different undertones of their skin. Now sometimes people say it depends on the color of your veins, etc. If you have a cool tone or a warm tone complexion. But sometimes if you have a lighter skin tone, you will tend to be or have an undertone that is more pinkish, and those are the foundations you want to gravitate towards. When you have a bit of a brown skin tone or medium, you kind of have an orange, yellow, or like a peach undertone, kind of the foundation that you want to gravitate towards. And if you have a very deep skin tone, then you kind of are pulling like red when going to pick out a foundation shade. And I think this is best to do in the shop and definitely not online, trying to guess your foundation shade, especially if you're a first-time buyer of foundation and you're really trying to find like one good one that you're willing to invest in. And I do want to speak about where you would test out your foundation. So and I see a lot of us, or you kind of want to test it out on your hand. Unfortunately, that doesn't work because your hands are totally different from your face. As you can see, my hands are like way darker than my face, and it doesn't mean that like it's anything weird, but sometimes our limbs that are exposed to the sun and stuff like that, or we kind of take less care of, tend to be a bit darker. So testing it on your hands it's a no-no. When I'm testing the foundations, you're going to see that I'm going to place it along my jawline, and that way, okay, well, whenever I apply foundation, I always blend it down into my neck. So I start off at my jaw and I blend down, and that way it's kind of a seamless application. I have 3 different foundations here of the same brand, and I figured that would make it a bit easier rather than 3 different ones, because you're in the same drugstore, you want to shop for a specific brand maybe, and I quite similar. I have starting with the one that's the least, or I mean the lightest, that rather, 440 caramel, and then I have 500 almond, and I have a 510 cappuccino. So you can't really see the shades of the foundation that well on camera, but they are quite similar in person. So when I am testing foundations and trying to find the right shade. Of course, I kind of know my shades now. And with brown girls, you kind of want to gravitate towards your caramels, cappuccinos, toast, nutmeg, honey, those kind of shades that are in the brown range, and the middle. Because you would have your lighter shades and then you would have your really deep shades. So Revlon Candid Foundation is definitely a bit of a matte texture foundation, and the coverage is medium to full. So coverage is another thing that I didn't speak about, but you have different coverage levels in a foundation. So you can have a tinted moisturizer, and that's going to give you a very light color payoff, or complexion wise it's just going to kind of even out your skin tone a little bit. So if you have really good skin and not really like any major problem areas and looking for an everyday foundation, you would want to go for your BB creams and for your CC creams and tinted moisturizers like that. Then we have our medium coverage foundations, and that's a bit more coverage, but not there fully yet. And then you have medium, which is buildable, which is this one in this case. So buildable just means you can add more, and that's going to pick up the coverage. And then you have your full coverage foundations, which are your like max cryolins, which is kind of what people use for brides, etc. 440 caramel. Now as you can see, this tube has been through the mill. Shade on, you don't have to use too much. I actually took out a lot. And the next one is our 500 in almond, and I'm going to swatch that right next to it. I'm trying to get a smaller amount this time so it's not like a mess, and I'm going to put it. And also when you are testing out the foundations, when you're done with it and you think you kind of know which one is yours, you do want to rub it and blend it into the skin. That's the only way that you're going to know. And last, we're going to do the 510, which is cappuccino. Now from the tube, I can actually see that it is a bit dark. So I know kind of that it's not going to be my shade. I'm going to do it right here. One will be the right shade, but I can get away with using the middle one. So although it does have a bit of a reddish or an orange-ish undertone, I can still get away with it by using a concealer that's lighter. So we are going to be applying this all over our face, and like I said, you do want to end up rubbing it in. So I take some of this and I just like rub it into my skin. It kind of should disappear, or well, not disappear, back to skin. So the skin prep is really important, and I would say just as important as finding your right shade of foundation. So when I say skin prep, I mean just what your skin is like before you apply your makeup. And so you want to cleanse your skin and you want to moisturize. So you definitely want to work in some type of SPF anywhere, an SPF powder, foundation, moisturizer. Somewhere you need SPF in your skincare routine. So the first step is to moisturize. It doesn't have to be too much, but just so your skin is actually getting it looks hydrated at least. You can also take it up to your eye if you're not using an eye cream. If you are using an eye cream, you do want to apply that, because when we do reach the stage of concealing, you want that area to be moisturized as well. I'm like pushing the foundation into my skin. I don't want it sitting on top of my skin. I want to make sure that it is blended. As you can see, I'm not taking my foundation all the way up under my eye. When I am applying concealer, I will speak more about that, but I try not to take it all the way here. It's Maybelline Fit Me in the shade 40, and I'm going to take that under my eye, in the inner corner. So this is the complete makeup look with bronzer, blush, mascara and lipstick, and I've added a bit of highlighter as well. But the video wasn't specifically focused on a particular makeup look, which is why I did the bare minimum. Just want to do a quick recap. Like I said, I don't want this video to be too long with me just ranting about everything. But the recap would be: know your undertones, know your skin type so you can choose the right formula foundation for you, know how to prep your skin, which we've went through, the tools that are best for using foundation. Sometimes you might not find your perfect shade of foundation, and that's okay. You might need to experiment with mixing the two closest shades to get it. And I feel like we've covered all the important things, and I hope that this makes the experience a bit more easier and a bit fun when choosing makeup, and not as dreadful and annoying when you buy a product and it doesn't work out for you. But also sometimes it will change throughout the day when you wear it, so it is a trial and error process, I would say. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope that it helps and it's been an insightful video. If you did like it, please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.